So for part one, we need to get about a half a gram of copper metal. And so I will tear that out. And then I'll go ahead and add the copper metal. Again, about a half a gram. Ooh, that's good enough. 0.5760. Write all those digits down. That's the last number that I'll record for you, but of course the next number is just the mass that we recover at the end. But record that number into your report. The space for it is on the last page. And then what we'll do is we'll move over to the hood. We'll add this copper to 250 milliliter beaker. And then in the hood, what we're going to do is we're going to add concentrated nitric acid. And that'll start the reaction. And your job is to write, for example, what the copper looked like before I added the nitric acid, and then write what happens after I add the nitric acid. And you can write like in process, like what's happening as the copper reacts, and then what it looks like at the end. This is the nitric acid. Doesn't really look like much. So you can see the liquid as it's drawn into the pipette. This is 4 milliliters. This pipette is set to 4 milliliters. It's kind of viscous. Right? It's just pretty much a clear liquid. It has a little bit of color to it because of the gases that form in the solution. And now I'll go ahead and add this, and I'll start the fume hood. So it gets really loud, but I wanted to tell you. You can see what happens is this is just a little bit dripping on it. That brown gas is the NO2. It's actually quite poisonous. So I'll go ahead and add all of this when we run the fume hood. I also have my 100 milliliters of water. Suck a little bit of that into the pipette. I don't know if you can see this. I captured some of that in the pipette. If you don't mix it a little bit, then what ends up happening is the copper at the bottom of a pile, for example, doesn't get exposed to enough nitric acid. So it'll take a little bit of time for that to finish reacting. Get you a little bit closer so you can see it. It's gotten pretty warm. You can't tell that from the video, of course. You can sort of guess that it did. And I'm just going to stir it a little bit. You see how the brown gas sort of re-evolved. So there's still a little copper that's reacting. Back out, and I'll go ahead and add the water. And once the water is added, that basically stops the reaction.